Did it fall? I jerked it off probably when I tucked in.
Did you just say anything?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, Candy. Welcome to America.
Thank you so much. This is such a warm welcome. Okay. So we may ask well, there are complicated questions, and there might be some just simple questions because our Thai audience wants to get to know more about you, but just
I ain't scared.
Okay. Cool. Right, so just briefly introduce yourself.
Hi.
Where you live and how beautiful this place is.
Thank you.
Take off with just here.
I'm Larry Martin. I'm a novelist. I write books as L.J. Martin. I'm married to Kat Martin, who is a New York Times bestselling author of romantic suspense. I don't think she's been sold in Thailand, I'm not sure, but she's sold in 13 or 14 countries around the world. We travel a lot for our business, and we traveled to Montana many years ago and decided it was a place to live, and we moved here and built a house and love it. It's a wonderful place.
Okay. Did you support Trump from the beginning?
I actually supported Walker to begin with, who was much milder in attitude, but I am a great believer that the United States of America needs someone who's a businessman, someone who can balance a budget, and Trump has proven to be that. He's proven to have abilities internationally. You don't build multi-story, high-rise hotels in other parts of the world without being pretty good with negotiating with people. Particularly in that business. I had been a developer in the past, my past life, and I know that you have to work with building departments in cities and hundreds of contractors and architects, and that's more business experience than 99% of all of our politicians in the United States have had.
Right.
And it's important.
Mm-hmm. But that doesn't make him like an outsider a bit, because the president of the United States, a person's going to govern the country, the nation. Don't you think that that person should have had, political experience of it?
No, I do not. I think absolutely not. I think the fact that the United States is 19 trillion plus in debt shows the ineptitude of politicians.
Right. So do you think politicians are all corrupt?
No. I think we got a lot of honest politicians, but I think the job itself, particularly when you're able to collect contributions and keep them when you leave your job, is a corrupt process. Okay, I believe in term limits. I think being 16 years in the Congress is an advantage of in any way, shape, or form. All it does is allow you to know how to work the system. Okay, and I don't think that's an advantage. The days of politics and teaching and a lot of things being a calling are long gone in this country, and it's a pity. I think in the same way I think tenure for professors in universities is one of the worst things that ever happened to the United States. I think unions are among the worst things now to have happened. There was a time when tenure was very important, when political people were fired for political reasons. There was a time when, I'll give you an example of the unions. I just read an article in The Independent, and I just wrote it. And they were talking about unions and how this union guy had spied on this job until he saw this lady doing a job that they thought should be done by somewhere else. It was twisting wires. That's what the job amounted to, which was a iron worker's job. Iron worker's job makes $50 an hour. This woman was a homeless lady who was living in a car with her 2 children and hired by this company for $20 an hour, twice what she would have been making as minimum wage anywhere else, the best job she ever had. The union walks down and says, this is a steelworker's job. You should be making $50 an hour. That's destructive. They should have awarded this company a gold star for hiring a homeless woman and paying her twice what she would have been making anywhere else. And the Independent, the magazine wrote it as if it was a terrible thing that this woman was not making $50 an hour. It's insanity.
Okay, moving to. Actually,
we got off the subject a little there, but
it's okay. It's useful. In Thailand, Thai people seem to rely on mainstream international media like CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Most people there, they've seen sort of disagreement, like they've been seeing claims and blames, like Trump's outraged comments on everything. Can you tell us what kind of policies that actually Trump is supporting to sort of implement to improve America, to make it great again?
Well, he'll stimulate jobs for one thing. He'll stimulate jobs by controlling our immigration for another thing. Opening the borders, and I have Mexicans in my family. Okay, I'm very sympathetic, and they're the hardest working people in the world, and I love them. But if you don't have any control, if you don't have any vetting, if you don't know who you're getting, we have the biggest drug problem in the world, which is partially our own fault. But allowing anybody to run free into the country, if he stops that, he'll stimulate some employment here. If he imposes tariffs, it's a double-edged sword, okay? But I will tell you, when it costs as much for me to clean a shirt with an American-owned cleaners as it does for me to buy a shirt that's made in China, there's something basically wrong with our system. Do you understand? If it costs me $5 to clean a shirt and I can go buy one made in Bangladesh for $5, there's something wrong with the system. Right now, I might as well take my shirts each and every day, instead of taking them to the cleaners, taking them to the Goodwill and give them away, okay, and buy myself another one. It's ludicrous.
But how would a Trump presidency change your life here in Montana?
Oh, I don't know that it'd change it at all. I don't know that either one of them would change it much. I think it's a gradual, with Hillary, it's a gradual a downward slope of increased debt in this country. I mean, it's nonsensical when any housewife in the United States is better at budgeting than the United States Congress is. You can't go into debt year after year after year after year and expect there not to be a reckoning. Right. It's going to happen. So I think Trump will stimulate jobs. I think he'll stimulate the economy. I think he will protect America for the sake of America. I think he will be much more selective about what we do with our foreign aid. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's a small part. It's a small part of our budget, actually, but it's still you don't. People do not respect you because you give them things. Okay,
so.
They respect you if they're able to earn what they get. That's human nature. I guarantee you, it's the same in Bangkok as it is anywhere. If you hand people money, all you do is destroy their initiative. Okay. Now that said, when there's an international incident, when there's a catastrophe, all those things, Americans are the most generous people in the world. That's probably not a polite thing to say, but we have given away more money than any other country ever. Okay. You folks had more experience with the British than you did with Americans in Thailand, I think, and I'm pretty sure that at that point in time they were not particularly benevolent
So you think you're actually with Trump instead of building the strongest border?
Well, I think I don't care if it's the strongest border, but I want it to be a border who we know who's coming into the country. Okay, I mean it's very simple. Do you invite someone in that's going to be against your way of life? It's just basic good sense. You know.
But if you're saying you're anti-immigrants, are you anti-Muslims as well?
No, I didn't say I'm anti-immigrants at all. You totally misunderstood me.
Okay.
I am anti an immigrant who we do not know who they are or their background. Okay? That's the only immigrant I'm opposed to, and it's the only immigrant Trump's opposed to. He has never said, don't allow immigration in this country. He's been misquoted time and time and time and time again. He said, we need to know who these people are. Simple. Good sense. Good sense.
Right, okay. So the slogan, Make America Great Again. So which of his policies will make America great again?
I think for stimulating jobs and let me tell you. In 2008, our government destroyed almost destroyed the international economic livelihood of the life, and they did it by doing exactly what I just told you can't do, and that's give people things. Okay, they allowed people to buy homes in this country with no verification of income, no credit reporting, no on and on. Can't do it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No. So, and it was the only reason that happened is in order to buy votes. Okay, it was what are the two controlling entities are Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in this country that control loans. My cleaning lady owned 8 houses, bought 8 houses. And the reason she was able to do that is she sat down with the mortgage company, and the mortgage company is going to make money if she buys a house. So they're still motivated to give her this loan. And they said, what do you make? She says, well, I make $50,000 a year cleaning houses. And they say, well, you have to make $60,000 in order to buy this house. She says, oh, I forgot the other $10,000 I make. I make $60,000. So they gave her the loan. Okay? So now this is happening all over the United States. So now suddenly the price of real estate starts going up. It's called limited supply and demand. Okay? As more people are able to buy homes, more people lie about their income, more people get loans that they really can't afford to pay back, suddenly you got a massive increase in the price of everything until it suddenly comes to a halt when people can't make the payments on these houses that are increasing in value, and they're, not only that, they're refinancing them all the time. When they see that, oh, now the house is worth $120,000, I can borrow $100,000 against it, so they borrow $100,000. They take the money and go out and buy a boat and another car and 2 snowmobiles, and then it crashes. So the Democrats say, okay, we got to help them out. You don't have to help them out. People should be allowed to fail. Yeah. The most I've ever learned in my life is by failing. Okay, let's not do that again. Simple. Human nature. Right? Whether you're from Thailand or from England or from South Africa, it's human nature.